Hey, welcome everyone. Hi there. Hi. Thank you for joining. If you join, welcome to this very, as usual, not well prepared live stream. Thank you so much if you join the stream or if you watch this on replay. Is it how we call it? There is a lot to unpack today. There is a lot I want to say, and yeah, I don't really know where to start with. But we'll go slow. So it's live. I might make a video from this live, like a short version to watch more easily for people. But yeah, we're gonna start slow. It's the morning here. I know it's a very bad time for Europe, so I don't expect much of my French friends to be here, or my German or Italian or UK friends to be here live. Yeah, I mean, if this live is going well, if people are able to join, and if I feel like there's more need for this type of talks, I'll do some things to make it up to you guys, European guys. But yeah, I live in Japan. It's a very uncomfortable time zone for me to stream. So it's 9 a.m. in the morning, 9:30, and that's the best I could do. So hopefully American people will be able to join. Hopefully they won't get mad at my English accent. I mean my French accent in my English. You got me. And yeah, we're gonna do this slowly. So again, one thing I didn't do and I should do now is to put out my chat just in case someone actually wants to talk with me, which is the point of this type of streams. But again, being such a small channel in a small community, in a small world, and we will talk about this today. Wait, how do I do this? Point of this is it, right? Type of streams, okay. But again, oh, my light is terrible. I can such a small channel. So on my, I mean, it's the morning as I said. So of course it's plain day right now here, but there are some renovation stuff going on my building for a couple of months now already, and for a couple of months yet to go. So I closed the curtains and stuff, so I can be alone, because sometimes workers are just passing by my window, working on my balcony and stuff like this. So my light is really, I don't have a proper light system. So yeah, it's bad. I can tell my green screen is also very badly set. So I'm sorry about that to anyone who'd be annoyed by this. The good news is, for this live you won't really need the visual, because I'm not gonna, I mean probably not gonna play or shoot anything. I just want to talk. I need to talk about some stuff happening or not in the community. So we go through this, and so yeah, you can listen this as a podcast. I guess it's more easy. I'm also gonna open the Discord calls if anyone wants to jump in the conversation, because obviously doing a live on Twitter, on Twitter, yeah, sure, on YouTube. I mean, you want it to be a discussion, but it's unfair because I have the mic and you guys have the chat, and it's way more complicated to just argue and give counter opinions or stuff like this, which would be ideal actually. But yeah, I understand it's complicated. So obviously, if someone wants to talk and not just listen, that would be actually amazing. Okay, we got some hot takes coming up. I'm not gonna lie, there are some things that I just usually don't talk about publicly, I guess, on Twitter because, dramas and all. But actually, there are some stuff I want to say, so don't be offended. If you are at the end of this live, or if you watch just a part of my live and you don't like one of my take, you're welcome to just argue with me or prove me wrong or change my mind, which will be challenging, I'm not gonna lie. Or you can just go ahead with your life, and I'd be happy for you to unfollow me if you want. No need to just, jump back at me forever. I don't care. I'm, see me as a Ricky Gervais of the VP. I don't care. I really don't. Hmm. I care enough for doing this live and wanting to set some stuff straight. So what are we gonna talk about in this live? Well, I have a fancy setting with the topics displaying beside me. So I prepared like few topics that I want to cover personally. They might be unequally long. I have stuff that will be super quick to just explain my take on it, and maybe at the end it will take a bit more time. So let me review this with you guys so you know where we go. So we have the negativity. It's kind of the start of all the conversation and all the topics. Like we see a lot of negativity. Ruben Almighty. I mean, bro, welcome. And hey, Major Maxim. Hey, Koda. Um, so Ruben, you're not Ruben. I guess you're not the Ruben. Dot pone. If you are, let me know. Did you change your name or whatever? And if you are, that would be very interesting because I was planning on talking about you. If you're just another Ruben, welcome, Ruben. Hey, Holden. Thank you for joining, man. Um, it's okay, Koda. Of course, it's late. I know, but you'll be welcome to just catch up with the stream. I mean, with the video later. And again, I might do a short version from it, like not a new version, but just editing the highlight somehow to make a shorter and more digest version of the video. I'm not sure. So, um, okay, you're just a Portuguese Ruben. Another Portuguese Ruben. Anyways, so yeah, we're gonna have the negativity stuff, right? What is it? What is this negativity that we hear about here and then? And is it new? Is it worse now? Is it something we can avoid? Is it something that is normal? And oh, you definitely can do something similar, Ruben. I love your photos, and I wish I could do something similar. Thank you, but yeah, no, really, you can. Um, is it something that we should embrace and actually consider normal? This negativity. So we're gonna try to go through this, define a bit what we're talking about, and stuff like this. Then we are gonna quickly probably talk about this idea of more views. I said more views on the titles here, but I mean also the more followers chase. This this thing that is because of we are on social media. Of course, we want this type of stuff. So I want to discuss a bit this. Is it normal? Is it sane? Is it avoidable? again. Then we are gonna touch really quickly, hopefully, on this edit thing. I mean, in the virtual photography community, we have, recurrent dramas. It's not even dramas, but some, every now and then someone express an opinion about editing versus no editing, and people just go flame on, um, as if it was super, important or whatever. I'm gonna settle this fake debate forever, guys. There will be no room for discussion in this one. There is just one stance, and it's mine, and I'm gonna give it to you in a moment. Then we're gonna talk about, you need to have a bit of irony, humor, if you want to survive this life. I'm gonna lie, not gonna lie. We're gonna talk about the goals. The goals, that's actually central in everything we will discuss until this point. And maybe when we get to this point of the goals, it all makes more sense. I don't know, we will see. And finally, the best, I mean, if you stick with me so long, you might love this part or you might hate it. We're gonna talk about the awards, plural. So I have probably the hottest takes on this topic, and I have some stuff I want to say, and it won't be pleasant for everyone, and I want to do this in the best, more respectful way possible. But there are some stuff happening recently in the awards scene, I guess, that are really not to my liking, and I want to explain why. Now, before we get to this point, let's go back to the negativity. All right. So at any time, I'll be happy to hear what you have to say. Again, we can set a Discord call if you want to actually jump in and really express something too complicated for just a chat message. So yeah, let me see what Holden is saying about, I guess, the edit thing. For me, Lightroom Mobile is enough for me. I don't know how to use Photoshop the way I see it, enhance the photo, not alter it. Yeah, you know what? I'm not even gonna go that deep into what should be editing or how to edit. Um, but yeah, I totally agree with you. But give me a moment. We come back to this. All right. So the negativity. Let's start with this. Every now and then, and actually, and that's really cool that you're here, Holden. Um, because I'm not gonna lie, you're part of this. So every now and then, we see people complaining about how the community became negative. There is more negativity. There are some sterile, I mean, unfruitful debates happening and stuff. So first of all, I'm not so old in the virtual photography community. I've been here for 5 years, and it feels like 5 years in a newborn community. It's something just starting to grow and stuff. It feels like 5 years is a lot, because I've seen a lot of changes, I guess, along those few years, and we will touch about on this for on different topics today. But it changes everything, the way that the community grew, and it changes everything. We will talk about this on the goals part, specifically, but what people expect from doing VP is completely different from what it was 5 years ago. It's completely different to have an open discussion on hot takes when we were like, I don't know, maybe 100, not 100, 1,000, my English, 1,000 people doing this. And now that we are, I don't know how many, it's really hard to tell, but we are numerous enough now for me to not know some big accounts. Sometimes I stumble upon a new virtual photographer and I see he's got or they got a lot of followers, so I expect them to be here for a while, because that's, spoiler alert, that's how you get a lot of followers. That's just being here for a while, nothing to do with how good you are. I'm I mean, obviously I'm a bit better than I was 5 years ago because I took more shots, but I'm not 10K times better, right? So, okay, again, we'll talk this in the more views chapter in a moment, but yeah, don't get fooled by this. So, and yeah, so of course this negative, and I do this with my fingers if you know what it means, not like Joey. This negativity maybe just get more attention, or is more is hurting more people feelings, but it was there from the start. I mean, it was always there. Maybe it was even more there before, when we were a smaller group and people would say, "Ah, I don't like this," or I'd rather do this way and not this way." And then a couple of people get mad, this guy get cancelled, and that's it. We move on. Real dramas will with real assholes, I mean, I can name a few. I'm sorry if the guy is still around and existing, but because he blocked me for a long time and I did the same with happy feelings. Justin Photo Mode was is probably one of the worst guy in the community. I mean, no, there was one another one, but he was not really a virtual photographer per se, I guess. I don't even remember his name, Max something. Um, he was really a pain in the ass. He was harassing girls in DMs and everything like this, insulting every VP around. Whatever. This guy got cancelled many times. Justin Photo Mode was just an asshole when awards come uh, in the story, and he was claiming his victory, calling people out for being frauds or whatever. An asshole. That's it. I mean, I'm sure he's still around. I'm pretty sure he enters contest again. Yet, I mean, um, anecdote. I was a jury for Red Bull contest a few years back now, 2 years back, and I remember he entered those shots, and his shots were amazing. Yeah, I have nothing to say about his shots. I gave him a really good rate, I think, in the category he entered, because whatever, it's a contest for shots, not for personality. But this guy was a poison. He probably still is, but yeah, I don't care because I don't see him, and that's a big point. Negativity has the strength you give it to. You give to it. Make sense? Let me catch up with Holden and what he says, because I hinted that he was responsible for something. He's not. I was just a bit, messing. So I don't want to. I guess my post was more towards those that are all about themselves and not the community, as I am one of for the community, as most of what I do is like and retweet others' work. Okay, I'm gonna explain a bit, even though, I mean, if you agree, Holden, I know you you took off your post, but I just would like to take it as an example, not to point a finger at you specifically, but just as an example for what people think is negativity. So it was a slightly frustration post, of course, understandable, not an anger post or hatred in any way. That's a big difference to me between some posts you might do sometimes because you're vocal about your frustration. You're not the only one. Yama do the same, Broken Vegetable do the same. So yeah, we have some people in the community that are more frustrated and want to express it, and others that are maybe not as frustrated and still shit in the boots of others. Whatever, man, it's Twitter. People are allowed to say what they want, and the reaction you get and the negativity you get from that is on you, mostly. Sorry. the truth is, many of those people need to read it and hear it. Some don't like the truth. That's also true. I agree with that. So Holden here a few days ago. I By the way, I decided to make this live and treat this subject of these topics of um, negativity and stuff before I saw this post, your post. It was not the reason why I do this. But it's perfectly timed actually. So Holden posted something about complaining. That's how it sounded, anyways. Complaining about people having big accounts, like big followers. I think you said 2K followers as an example, and who follow only 18 people. And he was saying that they are super entitled and that it's all about them. And yeah, clearly the post came off a bit aggressive and wrong for some people because, well, first of all, Holden himself has like 5K followers and follow just 900 or something, or 700. So the ratio seems like pretty the same to me and to other people. So, you know, but again, what he was trying to say is that it's important for him to support the community. So not just post your own stuff, but also share, comment, retweet, and whatever others post. And that's fine. I mean, of course, we need people like this, supportive, I guess. If you see this as a support, in the community, that's very important. But we also have dedicated pages doing this, community groups doing this. And for instance, in my case, in my personal case, I felt a bit attacked by Holden by your post, because I was like, yeah, that's definitely me. I have almost 11K followers now on Twitter, and I follow less than 1,000, and that's a choice. If I go beyond 1,000, I delete some. My reason is there are two reasons basically. One is I was never on Twitter to support anyone. I'm here to showcase my work, and I'm here to create a network. So that's what I do. My Twitter page is like, I mean, yeah. Um, let me just finish this and I go back to your remarks. So yeah, I try to keep my feed as clean as I can. What I see is already polluted by, everything. This app is a mess now, so it's hard for me to see people I actually want to follow. So I'm not just gonna follow back people just because they are VPers. I have also some high criteria of what I follow. I mean, if you make half of your tweet, I mean, if you take the size of your tweet, including the picture, and double size of the picture is hashtags, I'm not gonna follow this type of account. It triggers me. Why? I don't know. It's probably stupid, but it triggers me. So I'm not gonna follow someone who put a wall of hashtags when it's completely useless, even now on Twitter. So, this type of stuff. If you shoot just portrait of Ellie in The Last of Us, I'm not gonna follow this. I want to follow accounts that excites me, that inspires me, and professional devs account like mutuals. When they follow me, of course, I will follow them back, because that's part of what I want to do. And we will go back to this with the goals part. So, anyways, people are completely free to follow how many people they want and get followed back by more. That's perfectly fine for me. And yes, I thought your tweet, this one, was a bit exaggerated. I was like, okay, I know sometimes occasionally you have this kind of wrong tweet, so I don't care, I don't mind. I'm like, okay, good for him. If it feels good to put it out of your system. But yeah, I also understand that some people might see this as negativity. Well, again, I don't think it is. Negativity for me is really when you start to just criticize everything that people do, or criticize people, like namely, um, and just spit on everything all the time. That's not the case here. That's not what Broken Vegetable. I'm using his name too because I know he's been uh, the start of this type of small fires, like people are get triggers and stuff. But personally, the real negativity would be some more deeper thing that we're gonna touch on the award part, I guess. It's more about how we construct, we build the community as a whole now that we are so many. That's a real negativity problem. So we'll expand on this on every chapter of the life. So let me catch up. I'm sorry. So Ruben said, I just used Lightroom, so it was about editing again. But the shot is the best part of all. Definitely, no problem. Then Holden says, I read this already about the post. Ruben said again, I think console wars as thing to said on virtual photography. Oh yeah, there. I mean, I think the console war stuff is not too deep, too shown on our community. People don't really care, but we do have a different version of this, which is consoles VP versus PC VP. So this is another one that triggers people a lot, and there's not much you can say about this or do about this. Of course, it will be frustrating for console players to not have access to tools, and it will be frustrating for people who wants to enter contests, because if they feel that their version of the photo mode is less permitting creatively, then they will feel like it's an injustice that PC player also join and stuff, which is, yeah, we 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 will talk about this in a minute. I think it's stupid way of seeing stuff, and we have some statistics that prove that it is stupid with MIC VP awards that shows that more than half of the entries and winners are from console. So, anyways. Holden came back to the little topic on negativity. I guess I should have just unfollow and just move on. Would have been simpler. Yeah, sure. Now, should we be mad at you for expressing your opinions? Nah, I don't think so. Again, if we are really annoyed by you or someone else doing this type of post, we can mute, we can unfollow, we can block. We have a lot of stuff possible to do to just avoid this negativity, if we consider this negativity. So, yeah, exactly. If I criticized constantly, then different story. Yeah, no, sure. Again, I do understand that people get triggers and that they don't want to see this type of post. And I'm not gonna lie, I myself, when I read it, I'm like, oh, come on, man, who cares? Because we are in so different parts of the world. We are in a so different mood when we read something, uh, the opinion of someone. So it's really hard to just make this type of post and then expecting that people understand. They actually really can't. So good again. If you feel like that's something that helps you putting it out of your system and rewrite it, well, good. But me myself, I sometimes I feel like, yeah, sometimes I write a tweet and then I erase it. I'm like, well, come on, it won't help anyone. But you can see with today, with this live, that at some point, it's been 5 years, I have stuff to say and I want to put it out too. But I prefer doing it in this type of live version when I can explain in length what I try to say, because it's less risky, I guess. But again, yeah, I don't think this is negativity. I think people see negativity where it's not, or they just create it somehow. I mean, I'm not gonna say that people who complain about negativity are the negativity source, but I have to say it just brings some water in the how, what's the expression in English? In the it's not the windmill, of course, because it's a water mill. Is it something we say in English? We say this in French. It brings water in the. I still don't know how to say this sentence, but you understand what I mean. So complaining about negativity create a bit of negativity. It brings attention around potential negative thing. Again, is that really a big deal? I mean, can we be a big group of people doing the same thing? Can we be this group without sometimes a bit of frictions, a bit of disagreement, even? It's really hard, and we shouldn't be so mad at it. I I'm I'm preparing for a hot take. Let me read what Koda say. I agree. It's easy to eliminate actual negativity on your feed. Most of what I see is just some frustration being aired, or just personal opinion that gets taken way too seriously or personally. Yeah, I agree with that. Even though I understand, and I'm not saying that everyone should be able to just vent out every negative feeling they have and just take on other people. I'm not saying this either, of course. We always need a balance, and just there is no must in art, because art is free. Vasily Kandinsky, of course, great quote. Is a snowball effect. Yeah, somehow it is. But again, as a whole group of people, virtual photography is a very positive, very, very positive community. I mean, even now that it's bigger, and then that the goals changed, and we'll talk about this, I promise. Even now, it's still something that is based on love of video games, of inspiration in others' work. And yeah, mostly, well, hey, JP, thank you for joining, man. I hope you're doing good. Mostly, what I notice is that the frustration post, or the thing that creates this kind of negativity, is always related to the same problem, which is not actual VP. It's more about the SNS, social media problems, the statistics, the deserving. Are we deserving more likes or than this guy or not? It's more about this. Like, even the recent example of Holden was more about, oh, this guy has so many followers and so few love back given. It irritates me. Okay, it's not about actual VP. It's about social media um, management, I guess. So this is also something I really want to keep in mind myself when I read this type of posts. I'm like, okay, yeah, you're frustrated because you expect more. I'm not saying you as Holden right now, but this type of post. So you expect more, and you get less, so you get frustrated, and then you take out to other people. Yeah, whatever. That's your way of seeing things, and it won't bring any joy to anyone. So whatever. I'm just scrolling past this. I'm just here to watch VP personally. So, and I get this frustration as well. Don't get me wrong. We're gonna see some example, maybe, of people who get hundreds and hundreds, and like every time they post, but they post every time the same shot. And I'm like, fuck it. Fuck it. I work my ass off to get some original shots, takes, and stuff, and I get 60 likes. I have 11k followers. We'll talk about this, guys. You'll see how it's wrong to want more, because the more you get, the more frustration you get. The VP community has been the most positive and encouraging artistic community I have ever been a part of. Same here, same here. So I'm good with having a bit of negativity every now and then. It's okay. I don't like when people just jump too hard on something, and that's what happened recently with I'm not sure who it was who started it. I think it was Nick VP. I'm not gonna quote this perfectly because I'm not sure, but the the edit no edit drama, like the last time it struck, was because of a frustration post that went a bit unwell understood. I think we're gonna talk about this in a minute. Let me jump to the second topic, that is the more views, because we are slowly going in that direction. Let me put my fan, because I'm super hot now. Oh, by the way, just in case you can read Japanese, if some Japanese are here, Ohayo minna. Today's T-shirt is a perfect example of illustration, because it says MOAR, which is the local. I live in Osaka. It has a very specific speaking. It has a very specific language here, and in Osaka Ben, it means that's enough. I can't take it anymore, or I'm tired of this, and so that's why I have it today. Um, Seriously speaking, taking VP has helped me so much with mental health and focus on one of my favorite hobbies, which is taking photos. Yeah, I mean, definitely having such a strong hobby and dedication to something helps a lot for people who need this. Now, it also have the downside of being a hobby that is exposed almost exclusively on social media, and then you enter this spiral of doom, which is I want more. I want more views. So, little step back. A few years ago on Twitter, we didn't have the views accessible on the post. Remember, we just had the likes. So let me know if my mic becomes too high, because now I'm too loud, because now I try to fix some stuff, but I'm not sure what it gives for you guys. So the main metric system of our talent, or should I say recognition, was the likes. Okay. Now, when I started Twitter, of course, I didn't care about this, because I had like 3 followers, like everyone else. And the more I started to take it seriously and try to grow my account more or less actively, because I was never good at this, not like Ruben was. So not you, Ruben, but Pone. But still, I wanted to get more views. When I started to do this and to give importance to my stats, I started to watch my views stats. So back in the days, you had to go to Twitter analysis or analytics, something, and it would show you different stats, including the views. So the impressions, right? How many people have seen your post. And I started to understand that it was the most important value for a specific goal, which were getting free games. Because again, not so long ago, we didn't get free games as virtual photographers. We didn't. No one would care about giving a game to us. So I've said this before. I'm gonna say it again. Sorry if you're always watching my lives and my videos, but when I get my first key for a game, it was Mortal Shell, I guess. Um, at this time, I had never heard of another virtual photographer getting a key for a game, meaning there might have been, but clearly not enough for it to be known, and probably not well seen enough for people to speak about it. Myself included, when I get my first key, I was I was obviously super happy, super proud, super blown away. I remember this breakfast with my wife. I was like, dude, I got a free game that is not even out yet, and I might work on it because that was Mortal Shell, and that's what happened. So I it was not a thing, and now it is. Now it is because everyone did hard work for this and deserve it. But it also brings some really bad stuff in the mix. All right. So when I started to see the views as the important factor for people to understand that my account was valuable for them, it was nice for them to have their picture displayed by me because I was touching like 1,000 people or whatever. I started to understand that I changed my focus point on what is important for me on a post. Is it the likes or is it the views? So of course, the more likes you get, the more views you will get eventually. But still, it's totally two different statistics, and the more followers you get, the more views you will have anyways. All right. I need more tips because my photos are has almost no views. Then I see yours and I think, yeah, that's reason. No, 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 no. So wait, Ruben. I don't even realize you got free games. That's amazing. Good for you. Okay, so Mortal Shell is good. I take some pictures in that game too. So I did the photo mode of Mortal Shell, Ruben. So just in case you don't really know this, because I see you didn't know I get free games, or maybe you meant you like everyone. Yeah, now I'd say that I get 80 to 85% of the games I shoot, I have them for free. I have them from different sources or contacts, and I couldn't be doing as many virtual photography that I'm doing now if I had to pay for my game. I couldn't. So yeah, that's a win-win, I guess. But yeah, that's not everyone is able to. I grinded my way up to up. I mean, if you put this up, um, oh, I'm gonna have to check your Mortal Shell shots if I haven't. I'm gonna check that later, Ruben. What's your tag on Twitter? Am I following you already, or maybe not? Probably not. I don't follow many people. I'm sorry. So, okay, back to the more views. So now Twitter display the views. So when they started to do this, people get mad because they were like, oh, that's even more frustrating to have the likes displayed and the views displayed uh, side by side, because now we can see how many people ignored our shot. And I agree, it's terrible to have this for people who really, hey Gib, oh man, that's late. Just finished work. Oh, Otsukare-sama when we as we say in Japanese. Go sleep, man. Go sleep. Thank you so much for stopping by, anyways. But go to sleep. You will catch up with this tomorrow. Really appreciate that. Good night, Koda. Good night. Have got to go eat dinner and spend time with the girlfriend, of course. Thanks for doing this, Shinobi, and I look forward to watching the recap if I can come back. Thank you, man. Yeah. Watch the replay, anyways, and I'll do a recap maybe later. Just drop by to leave a thumb up, and we'll catch up tomorrow. Thank you so much, Gibby. Have a good night, mate. All right, so the statistics showcase really put a lot of people in a mental health issues situation, because people get give too much importance to this, me included. I want to be clear on that. Of course, I watch my numbers. Of course, I get sad when I don't do as many as I was hoping to. And what I said earlier is true. The more followers you get, the less ratio wise, the less likes and views you get. And this is more frustrating, actually. That's why a few years ago, maybe 1 year ago, I'm not sure, I started a second account that actually I don't use because it's just too much work to post everywhere. But the purpose was this, to just have less followers. So I was screaming up the bots and the people that I don't think are actual VP enthusiasts and stuff like this. And it felt better to have better numbers with less followers. But my account, as I said earlier, I use my account to grow some connections, some professional connections even sometimes, and to just display my work. So I need to have a big followers count, because it's kind of a bragger, like people who check me out for just seeing if I'm serious or whatever. Of course, if they go on my Twitter and they see 300 followers, or if they say 10K, it's stupid, but this is how it works. They will be more impressed by the 10K. They will not go down and make an artistic analysis of every shot I posted last month. They will stop at my bio. Is it bio we say in English? Or bio? They will stop there. They just see that I'm serious, that I worked with companies, with studios, and done. So that's an important part if you have a goal toward this, and we'll talk about this again later. I have an Instagram account for that. I'm thinking of making an X profile for virtual photography too. Ruben, virtual game photo on Instagram. Okay, I'm really not active on Instagram, but I will check it out. Yeah, Twitter is more friendly than Instagram for virtual photography community, because it's easier to speak and to just praise shots blindly, like, because you like the person and you just drop amazing shot, which is a politeness, really. So yeah, guys, go ahead and follow Ruben, virtual game photo on Instagram. So yeah, Twitter is really cool for that, and also to display sets of 4 pictures or 3 pictures. It's way better, and the quality is better. The crop is also better on Twitter. So yeah, I would encourage you, Ruben, to join Twitter instead of Instagram. But yeah, that's just me. Any VPs active on Threads? Oh, man, I tried, and no, definitely not. I think damn, what's their name? Are they? Wait, I forgot their name. I always talk about them though. Theo and Max Hardo, photo. Wow, I have a blind moment. Yeah, this super big account. Come on. Oh, come on. Let me. Photo in game. Oh, of course. Everyone is photo something. Photo in game. I think they are pretty active on Thread. Sometimes I see the notifications of them posting there. They post everywhere the same thing, which I don't like personally. Um, I will do it. Thanks for the advice. Yeah, give me a, of course, a follow, and I'll check you out anyways, especially if you have some Mortal Shell pics. Of course, I'm always a sucker for this because that's the first photo mode I worked on. Um, so what was I saying? Yeah, if you want more views, if you want more followers and stuff, be ready for more frustration. Also, I thought about this morning because I saw, I think that's Son OJ, who posted, wow, I cannot believe I'm almost at 3K followers. And it made me think, we are responsible for this. I mean, no one else is. Of course, we are the community members because we do this. We praise and we not brag, but we want to show that we have that many followers. We are happy when we get it. I'm not judging people. I just constat. I just see that it's a reality. If we are on social media, we will get this feeling. So we have to tread carefully with it. Myself included. I remember being triggered by Ruben Dotpone, who was very successful on social media. And I'm gonna say it, I thought most of his shots were average. And I was feeling a bit jealous at times, or not really understanding how he could. Yeah, again, it was really early on the community, and big accounts there were really not a lot. And I think Dotpon was one of the first grinding up the 1K, 2K, 3K followers. And I was like, okay, he's doing good on social media because he posts all time. He posts popular games, he posts decent shots. I'm not saying they were bad, some of them were just like anyone else. But you know, he was getting a lot of attention because he was good at this, the way to interact with people and stuff. That's the Twitter game. That's nothing, almost nothing to do with the quality of his shots or mine. That's also something very different. People just watch the neighbor account and think that he deserves more than you or he deserves less than you. So it's not about him or her. It's about you. All the time it's all about you and the pride you have in your own work that is always over evaluated. We always think we are better than we are. Everyone. That's natural. Even people with self-confidence issues, it's actually the same. It's just reverse process, but it's just like you think you deserve more, you see you get less, so you think you deserve less. So, you know, it's like, I'm not psychologist, so I'm not gonna pretend to be able to explain this type of mechanism in your head, but that's the thing. So me walking back in the bush like Homer Simpson. Um, no, but you know, it's natural to want more and to feel like you deserve more, but you shouldn't take it to like to someone else. You shouldn't think that they deserve less or whatever, and just understand why they have attention. I mean, Evie, Wistful Embrace on Twitter. She's big. She's super sweet. I had the chance to interview her. and she's super talented with her ways to post edit shots. But she's doing always the same. She's got a strong style that people enjoy, and she gets hundreds of likes. But boy, wouldn't I wouldn't like to do this. For me, it's important. For me, it's important to have variety, try new stuff, try different games, try different composition, different editing process. It's vital for me. If I don't do this, I have no joy at all. But she is doing it perfectly, and she grinds. She's got a lot of attention and likes. Good for her. If that's something that makes her happy. I mean, I don't even know if she's doing this for this. Maybe she's doing this for a different reason, and she still gets the likes. And who cares? Actually, because at the end of the day, everything is about what you will do with these followers or with these likes. And the sad answer and the sad reality is that I was about to give a number in Japanese. 90% of the community do nothing with it. That's just true. They do nothing with it. So I talked about .pwn many times so far, and that's because I want to come here. .pwn was an amazing poster and powerhouse of the community. Like it or not, even if you were jealous of his growth, if you thought he was not deserving it because the shots were not good enough, you didn't understand what posting on social media is. That's it. You don't post on social media for a world of virtual photographers or photographers. You post to a world of gamers. If they like the games you shoot, they will get you more likes, and that's perfectly normal. Now, .pwn had some goals, big goals, working with Santa Monica, maybe. I don't know. I know he tried some stuff. He did some stuff with them. And I don't know where he is now. Maybe he is working on this part of this side of the specter of the community. I'm not sure because he disappeared from Twitter. So now I don't know how many followers he got at the end. I think it was 17K when I checked last time. How good to what? Nothing. I mean, maybe it gave him a job or something. I don't know, because he never told me. He just disappeared for me, at least. But it's worth nothing anymore, except if he used it to create an opportunity for his work or whatever. My point is, everyone in this community will disappear at some point. We won't do this endlessly. That's not this type of hobby, right? Social media might disappear before us. I don't know. But at some point, those likes will mean nothing. And on one post specifically, those likes doesn't mean shit after 2 days, right? So stop caring about this too much. Care about this as much as it's needed if you have goals, if you have purpose for it. But don't get sick over it. Don't get your head like, I wanted 3K views and I have 1K only. It's okay. Just post another thing. You will get more views. And if someone... Yes, everyone will disappear, and for different reasons. And if someone is interested in your profile or want to give you a job, if that's even the goal you pursue, they won't care about you having just 20 likes and not 100. Hear me out. This community has a head like this, but we are small like this. We mean nothing yet. Nothing. Look at those posts on social medias, um, of artists, like visual artists doing artworks, paintings and stuff like this. They get 7K likes, or 70K likes and stuff like this. And these are just a bigger community and a more respected community, because you can see the work that goes into a piece of an artwork like this. People don't see the work going into virtual photography. They don't see it. If you get a lot of likes, it's because your shot looks good and the game has a lot of supporters. Mostly. That's it. That's not because you're a genius. I mean, good for you if you have a lot of people liking your shot from within the community. But what is this active community people, anyways? How many are we? 100? 200 people watching this stream? Like, seeing, like, oh, maybe there is really food for thoughts uh, when someone who's been here for 5 years take the mic and gives opinions. Maybe that's interesting to dig in. Or people who watch or actually read the photo mode magazine, not just for spotting their own shot in there, but really reading it, the articles, um, the interviews of the developers. How many are we doing this? Not much. We are not big. So just slow down with the expectations, and you will be fine. You won't have to be like a dick because people are more successful than you are. Because even the most successful people in this community are not successful. We are not, and I say we because I can say that I have done something with my virtual photography. I still try to, but we are no one. Cool off. I care now quality, not quantity. Of course, that's always the what you should do any for anything in life, actually. But again, we have also to accept that we are posting on social medias, and it's fine to want more. You know, not at the price of your sanity, or not at the price of your happiness, and not at the price or at the expense of other people. That's my point. It's just like, know why you are doing this. And let me change my background for the next topic. Oh, actually, I'm gonna have to come back to edit because I forgot. I jumped to goals already. JP says, I got more than 1K likes on TikTok gaming videos, but they mean nothing to me compared to the 10 likes I get from VP post. I totally understand this. And also, I'm mostly on Twitter, so I'm not even talking about the difference you have between different platforms because they work differently. So 1K likes there means less than 10K likes there, and vice versa. So yeah, definitely understand that. I have accepted not everyone likes car photos. That's the reality. Many others like Last of Us and Tomb Raiders, HZD, etc. Yeah, of course. And you know what, Holden, you're really one of the most successful car photographer out there. I remember, and then I'm gonna say I don't remember the name. R88, I think it was someone RV, letters and numbers with the 8 inside, and helmet, motor helmet, motorbike helmet as profile pic. I remember the names, the virtual names, guys. It's so easy to forget. I'm sorry. This Italian guy. Oh damn. I'm sorry. I forgot the name. Doing a lot of car pics. Chris in session, my buddy, was always frustrated because he get no attention. Yeah, because that's car photographs. No one care about this, and you, Holden, you kill it. You kill it. So yeah, it's definitely possible, but it's a very small part of the VP attraction sphere. Because again, people are liking games before our pictures, right? I'm sure Instagram. Oh, sorry. Going back to Holden, the photo model words tend to gravitate towards these genres. We will talk about this. You are really spot on. I love this community because what I saw is just love for the virtual photos. Yeah, I mean mostly, mostly. Back to the start of the talk about the negativity that came more from this frustration of numbers than actual photography problems. I forgot about VP names also. Yeah, because you just scroll down and you get familiar with the name like visually, but you don't say it out loud most of the time. You have the profile pic, especially for people who stick with one in mind, but then you want to say the name and you're like, I'm not sure anymore. Sorry about that. Trying to think of the names also. Yeah, but anyways, I mean, naming someone will make another person mad because they were like, oh, I was the one I wanted to. I'm the first one in photography of flowers in fields, and they didn't give my name. Huh? Do you know who I am? Oh, we have this type of people. Do you know who I am? Yeah, I know. So what? Because we often remember the photos they post. Yeah. I mean, especially if someone has a specific type or genre, of course you will remember this. Like, oh, that's the guy who posts pictures of this. But yeah, sometimes the names just slip out of the memory. Sorry. So the goals, I mean, we touched about this already, but for me personally, I'm gonna talk for me. Way before I was doing virtual photography, I was already having this type of pattern. So let me hydrate. I give you an example. I love tattoos. I have many of them. And when I started to love tattoos, I started to write about tattoos. So I had a blog where I was writing about tattoo philosophy and concept and stuff like this. It's in French, but if you are interested, it's called Le Support et l'encre. So you can look it up. There are some really good articles, if I say so myself, but especially with tattoo and death, how it's called, grief relation, because I lost my wife a few years ago, not the one I'm married to now. Hopefully she's nice, she's good now. But my first wife died from cancer, and it gave a lot of importance in my tattoos, of course. So anyways, I have this type of articles. So I started to do this, and then I started to connect with famous tattooists or people in the community also. And it's always what I do. I try to be active in a group, and I try to produce something for the group to make it move forward. That's something I like to do. And I ended up working with the biggest tattoo magazine in France. I worked just a bit, actually. I just did a couple of articles, and I didn't like the fact to be paid for this. And, it professionally, it became a different problem. So I left. But yeah, that's the type of thing I do. All right. You have some tattoos? Well, thank you, man. It's okay. It was a long time ago, and cancer. So yeah. Look. I have some tats here, I have just a bit here, my back and my full leg also. Anyways, so when I entered the virtual photography community, of course, like anyone else, it was just for sharing pictures because I was just enjoying taking pictures. It was never about creating a community. I didn't even know it existed, right? But then when I noticed there is a community, when I noticed I was good at this, I noticed that people were enjoying my content. Of course, I wanted to produce more and I wanted to grow the account. Then I started to work with games with Mortal Shell at first, as everyone knows. I'm sorry I have to talk about this all the time. People are probably super mad at me for being bragging about all of this, but fuck, I'm sorry. I do stuff. All right, I'm active. I want to be active. And again, I said this before, so sorry for the repetition, but my goal is not just to take pretty pictures. Now that I saw it's possible, I want to make a difference in the deep in the community. And I started to do so by working on photo modes. So it's small stuff actually, right? It's really small, but I do have a couple of photo modes out there. The Deathloop one, for instance, and Mortal Shell is much smaller, as people are not really well aware of this game, but where I get my input, I get my ideas in, and it changes the face of photo modes as they are made in some way. Well, I'm not saying it's in a big way, but it's still in some way. And this is my goal now. It became my goal a few years ago now. I created literally a job, and people get mad at me sometimes for calling it photo mode consultant. Yeah, I know it's cringe, but I needed to have names for stuff that I was starting to do and that no one else was doing so far in the community. Probably someone else was doing it in the gaming industry. I mean, actual people who work in studios and are in charge of photo modes, they are definitely doing it more than I do. But from the virtual photography community, amateur people stepping out of their way, going knocking on studios' door, and get brought in the process of creation. I'm sorry, I'm the first one who does it. I'm not saying this as like I'm the only one deserving doing it. Not at all. Not at all. But I'm just the first one. That's what it is. All right. So sorry if people get mad at me for this. But this is my goal. My goal is to make an impact somewhere in the community and make future photo modes or console photo modes better. That's it. And sorry if it triggers people or whatever, or if people think they are more worthy of doing it because they are better at virtual photography than I am. Yeah, again, I'm a teacher in life. My real work is teacher, and this is something very important because when you become a teacher, you have to deal with this idea that you are supposed to know everything, but you don't. No one does, right? So what is a teacher? Is it the smartest guy on earth? Is it the best specialist of the field he's teaching? No. No, because if it was the case, there would be only one teacher of everything in on earth, right? I mean, I'm just saying super stupid stuff here. But it's the same here. Being the guy who advises studios is not because I am the guy who knows the best the photo modes. It's because I'm the only guy who made his way to make people listen to me. I'm just good at this. I'm just good at selling myself and say, hey, I can help. And I'm nice. and I can explain you why it's important, and then some people listen. So a lot of other people can do this. Please do it. Go instead of just mocking me when I get an article released about my work, because every time I got an interview or something out, I'm sorry because it will again sound super bragging, but damn, what can I do? There are some people asking me because I'm exposed now. It's just the way it goes, right? I'm exposed because I was some of the first, let's say, and then people just don't dig into the community. They just reach out to the first people they find. And if they find me on the internet and they find my website, which I work on, it's time, it's money. Well, good for me. That's my goal, right? So now, people who are triggered by me being in the spotlight sometimes and stuff, well, I'm sorry, guys. Either you do it your way and it's better than what I do, and fine, or you fuck off. That's really simple, actually. So, okay, goals. If you don't have this type of goals, why would you care about your numbers? That's the whole point. Again, what will you do with those numbers when you're not on Twitter anymore, or when um, Elon Musk kills the place definitely? You won't do anything. So stop breaking my nuts with your this guy. He's got too many attention. He should give more attention to whatever. Whatever. Um, this system of. Oh, it's okay. Oh, sorry. I got a bit lost in my rant, but you're the beacon of the community. No, no. No, I'm not. That's so stupid. I mean, I know you. I hope you're joking, but that's so stupid that people see this as, I don't know. Everyone can do the same thing if you just get lucky enough. You create the opportunity. You take them. So, okay, JP, every time I see a photo mode in an indie game, I'm like, I hope they consulted Shinobi. Oh, that's nice. I didn't think the sentence was going there. Thank you. But believe me, I propose them. Every time I propose them. There's a lot of people ignoring my advices, but and some people taking it, but they cannot really use it. So that's also a thing. Anyways, um, the numbers are not generating income. Yeah, no, I mean, they are not generating income, but they can help reaching some paid gig. If you get exposed enough and people like your style or whatever. That's what happened with Flintlock with me recently. I just had maybe some people saw that, but I didn't really explain properly on Twitter what was my role. But I was brought in as a capture artist, let's say additional capture artist, because they had a capture artist in the house, really good, by the way, but they needed additional shots for marketing purposes, and so they actually engaged me for this. So I did less than 100 shots, and they just bought the pack, and they already have used it. Actually, I don't know if no, you cannot see it. Anyways, whatever. So yeah, it happens to generate income, but on for me, my experience, it's very small. It's really, it's not even an income or whatever. I don't make money out of my VP just yet. I occasionally get paid a bit, but that's really That's really, really not the thing. I'm not a capture artist, a professional capture artist yet. I might try to become one. I don't know. That's actually not one of my goals per se right now. Although I started to put a proper LinkedIn about this, and there I present myself as a capture artist and a photo mode consultant because I want to see if it takes. I want to create the opportunities, and then I will see if that's something I really want to pursue or not. Because it's a different work. Don't get full. We talked about this before also, but people putting in their bio capture artist when they just use a photo mode, they are just ignoring what they talk about. Being a capture artist is not just being a photo mode enthusiast. You need to have different skills, and it's about it's different. You're not here to make your art. You're here to make pictures of a game, and it's very complicated. I saw this recently with Flintlock. It's hard to just make simple shots and marketable shot. Anyways, that's a different thing. Not stupid because you're good in that, but because you represent the community. Ah, thank you. That's really nice. But less and less because the community grows. A lot of people just never heard of me, and that's perfectly fine. I'm not saying this like you don't you know who I am? No, no, of course not. They don't. Of course they don't know. But a few years back, it was much harder for people to not know the biggest account. Not me because I was not where I am now, but the biggest account when I joined the virtual photography community, everyone knew about them. Now it's definitely not the case anymore. You can be big and large. The most part of the community never heard of you. That's totally possible. So again, the social media world, which is basically the community as we see it, and the reality world of the virtual photography, people who matters, people who make actions like real expositions or magazines, virtual magazines, or people who interview professional developers and stuff like this. Those guys matters in the community. They are making the community move up or move forward, change direction, or that's the people who are the community for me, in my way of seeing things. People who just like the Last of Us photo mode, well, first of all, they have a big problem because this photo mode is shit. And second of all, they just enter the community like I did with my Warframe shots 5 years ago. I didn't know anything. I didn't know about PC tools or whatever. I learned, and they are learning now. So give them the time to learn, and maybe among them, some people will try to push, try to make new content, try to make more, try to be constructive in the community. That's what I hope we will see more and more. Let me catch up. We need someone that proves that was what he like is not nonsense, if it makes sense. I'm not sure I follow you here, but you're great in that, and you're having, oh, come on, I'm not here to, I can take compliment, but having gaming companies coming to you, and now we are just 4 in this stream. This community is small. This time, I chose a very bad time for streaming, and this channel is super small, and I'm not expecting a lot of people watching this. But on replay, people usually get a peek, so it's okay. I just needed to have it somewhere out there so people can come and check a portion of the live and say, oh, this guy is actually an asshole, or I thought he was an asshole, but actually it makes sense, or whatever people would like. Knowing me a bit more, it's fine. I just want to express my views. We need to grow and you can lead us. No, 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 no. I'm not here to lead. Definitely not. I am on my path. And if people see what I do and think they are willing to do the same or better or whatever, that's great. That's great. But that's not my goal. My goal is really just to have an impact. It's just for my own pride. I'm just happy when a photo mode release and I was able to change the distance camera, and that's it. You know, really, that's a genuine motivation for me because I posted so many shots. I I shot more than 150 games, and I shot, I don't know how many shots I post a lot. That's why I have a lot of followers, because I just post a lot, just like Ruben did. Dot pwn. And I understand this, and I use this at some extent, but I'm not obsessed by this. I'm not really. I just like to put some shots every day, have something to post. But for instance, nowadays, like for 3 weeks now, I haven't really done any good shots or exciting shots. I'm just in this type of moment where I'm not super inspired. So it's fine. I have a lot of things to post, so I can post them, keep my account alive, but I'm more focused on what I can do for studios nowadays. I did some consultant work with a very big studio. I cannot say who just yet, but yeah. Normal, a lead don't realize that he lead until the people show him. Yeah, no, I know. I mean, okay, that's very nice of you to say, Ruben. But I know some people I were looking up to me somehow at some point, and I'm very flattered by this. But again, I think we have some strong personalities in the community. Again, what I mean by community is really like making things. We have Jack doing the photo mode magazine. We have Mick. Obviously, Mick is the cornerstone of so many things. The force focus guy. So we good. We're good. We have some people acting for everyone and not getting a lot of recognition for it. We'll touch about this in a moment too. But that's fine, because again, if the main motivation for us, I'm gonna put myself in. It sounds bad, but whatever. If the main motivation for us was just getting more likes or whatever, I mean, we would be stupid, I think. If that's the real thing, it's really stupid. So again, try to be better, try to keep focus on what you expect, what you want, and then it won't matter. I mean, I still get frustrated, okay? When I post something, a nice set, and I get less views and less likes now with my 10K followers than what I had when I was at 2K followers. Of course, it's frustrating. Of course, I want to retweet it and to force it to people's wall. I'm not denying these feelings. I'm just saying that when I put my phone down or I turn my computer off, these feelings don't go with me to bed. They don't go with me at the table dinner when I'm with my son, right? That's really the thing I want to to express the most here. You really need to just realize. Oh fuck, my sorry. That's now just my English is limited. You don't want this to haunt yourself. That's it. Just understand why you're frustrated, embrace it, get frustrated, vent out if you want, and move along. Just, you know, post another shot, go to a game, do what you want. If it becomes a work, if it becomes a source of stress, just step out. Just, it's okay. It's okay. Just, you don't even have to post something like, "Oh, I'm sorry guys for the lack of post the last couple of days." No one cares. No one noticed. I'm sorry. No one noticed. How long did it take for me to notice that Dot Pwn was not around anymore? Maybe 2 months. Maybe after 2 months, I was like, wait, it's been a while since I've seen something. I check his Twitter, and I'm like, okay, he's not there anymore. That's the sad truth. So yeah, don't overthink it. If you need to a break, take a break. Come back later. Don't do this. Yuri was doing this back in the days. Um, Fantastic photographer of Horizon Zero Dawn. I think he's still active on Framed Discord, but not on Twitter. I don't know. I might have muted him because it was annoying for me. Probably he did it. He needed to do it, but every 2 months there was a post like, "Oh, I'm so sorry for whatever," and I'm a shit. I don't get the attention I want. Whatever. Bye bye, cruel world. And then he disappeared for 1 week and then come back. Ah, by the way, and everyone was like, "Oh no, oh, oh dude, I hate this. I hate this. It's really annoying." So after 3 times I saw this, bye bye cruel world. Hey, I'm back. I mute this type of content. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. I'm here to watch pictures, not, you know. Anyways, moving on to the edit or no edit. Okay, so this one is it's gonna be fast and painless, hopefully. Yes, you need to edit your shot. If you don't, they are bad. End of the story. Nah, I'm just kidding, but okay. I'm not gonna talk about this in the usual angle. Edit or no edit? Is it mandatory to edit? No. Are you happy with your shot as it is with the... Whoa, someone is on my balcony. Maybe you will hear some noise. If you're happy with how it came out, good. Go ahead, post it. Don't go like it's pure VP or it's pure photo mode only stuff is better. You're really a down to world guy for friendship. Yeah, because I'm 43 years old as well. And you know what? Actually, I think I was always quite down to earth, but also, as I said, I went through some shit with the loss of my wife, for instance, and it really helped me like seeing things differently. Obviously, like it's really obvious, but you're like, okay, this really doesn't matter at all. So I try to remember this frequently. Frequently, I'm like, okay, so just don't get too mad at this because remember when you were holding her head to help her drink, and that was the real deal. That's what matters, okay? So end of the story. It's really easy to come down to earth when you went through this. So, anyways, edit. You know, if you don't want to edit, fine, don't edit. Everyone in the photography history edited all the time. It doesn't exist to not edit a picture. Okay, now that's not exactly the topic I wanted to cover because this really isn't an issue for me. It's not even a debate. If anyone think differently, I mean, I'm sorry, but that's so stupid. There is no way for me to understand someone who would say post editing a shot, just post editing a shot is bad. There is no way. Now, over editing or strong editing, or this is there is a big nuance in there. So recently, I don't remember who, I think it was Nick VP. Of course, the best IRL photographers edit. Of course. I mean, that's not even a debate for me. If you think they don't edit, you just don't know shit about photography, and therefore you're not part of the talk. Just sit down, listen to people who know, and that's it. If you think, oh, that's a shame that photography art use edit, well, leave and go watch movies. God knows they have edits. So anyways, that's not my point. Recently, Nick VP, I think it's Nick. There are many Nick VP, I think. So anyway, someone in the community posted on Twitter, over, I don't remember the wording, but it was super heavy edited pictures killed virtual photography, or kills virtual photography. That was strong. That was strong, and people get mad at this. Like, a lot of people backfired at him or her. I think it's a he, but whatever, them. And oh boy, it was really passionate debate. So first of all, I think the choice of words was very poor. It was way too strong, and from what I understood from the different answers they gave and what I read, that was not exactly what he meant, what they meant. I'm sorry, I'm gonna gender assume as a he. So I wasn't mad at the tweet. I thought it was incredibly exaggerated and incredibly badly worded, but also interesting. So we have some people, not much actually, in the community doing super heavy edit. What I mean by this is, for instance, adding super strong rain effects that are not existing in the game. We have people like Fire Scorpio. Maybe you guys don't remember Fire Scorpio because he's really less active for a couple of years now, but he was making posters out of virtual photographs. Maybe you have an example. It's okay. I mean, you can look it up. Fire Scorpio. He was doing amazing posters that were more like collage, if you will, using virtual photographs as a base, but really adding a lot of text, effects, and this is what it is about in this discussion, I think. This type of editing. Or we have Numanja, or what's his name on Twitter? I don't remember. A guy very skilled with reshade, creating different layers, different size of characters, whatever. I don't know. They have a channel to explain what they do. This is heavy editing, and this is, to me, I agree that it is not virtual photography anymore. It does change nature. But then again, it's normal in art, isn't it? I mean, when painters, like when Braque started to do collage, do we say collage in English? More than paint. Who the fuck started and who posted something saying, this is not painting, it killed painting? No, It's an evolution. It's a different type of work that is appearing. It's starting, so it's hard to define. It's really hard to say, okay, this is then, this is A, this is B. There is a wall between them. No, of course not. So first of all, you shouldn't get mad at people doing heavy editing, because why not? Why wouldn't they? The tools exist. They want to try it. I'm not good at I don't know how people put these rain effects. And if it's super easy to use, so what? Are they lazy? Are they not worthy of the likes they get because they put a filter or whatever? No. I mean, literally no. I didn't do it. If I did, maybe I had the likes, and then what? I'm not worthy of them? Being worthy of something just because you did it and not the other one, I mean, it makes no sense to me. That's so stupid. All right. So now, is it a danger for virtual photography? Again, I think not. I think it's not. I think it will separate in different type of skills that people will want to dig in or to be better at. That's definitely just different things. So do we have some in the middle productions? Yes. So I remember, for instance, back in few years ago, everyone was doing double exposure shots, using two shots and make. Nobody was complaining about, oh, this is not VP or whatever. No, call it like you want. It's double exposure shots, which all goes back to the quote I posted earlier. Yeah, the Kandinsky one. It just evolves. It just branch out to different things. So it doesn't have to be absolutely this or absolutely that. Today, no one cares about the double exposure shots. Is it VP? Is it not VP? It's a double exposure shot made with two VPs, for instance. You can call it like you want. Okay, it shouldn't be seen as a danger to one another, because Braque's collage were never the end of Picasso painting. Never. Maybe Picasso started to do collage as well. I'm sorry, I forgot my art history classes, so I'm not sure who started it. But you understand my point. It nourishes others' ideas, others' skills, others' motivation to, wow, how did he do this? Okay, now I want to try it. Oh, I'm good at it. Now I want to try a new style. It's alive, all right? Sorry. Now, I understand one case where it's a problem, and it's for contests. Contests is a different world. I look at them as a different style of art, just as VP is from traditional photography and other arts form. Yeah, I agree with that. So now, obviously, when contests is online, that's a bit different, because you don't want to compete against something that is not from the same nature and that is potentially more appealing and gets more reward. If you think it's not the same nature, it might be a problem. This I understand. But that's a very specific situation that is happening a couple of times a year, right? So that's on the contest organizers to be specific and to be precise on what is allowed or what is not. And then once it's set, there is no debate to have. So for instance, the VP Awards by Mick, by the Force Focus, has a creative category that is specifically made for this type of content. So that's fine. No one can complain about, but this is edited, this is heavy edited, this is not heavy edited. No debate. It's too, I think he set some basic things that are accepted as low editing. So, the contrast, saturation, RGB curves, stuff like this. This is acceptable edit and normal one. And then the heavier one with new elements added to the picture, collage, whatever. And that puts an end to the debate. There is a space for both, and that's it. And none is a danger to the other. So I don't know why people would fight on this. I really don't understand. All right? So do what you want, edit what you want, learn new edit skills as you want, and then if it goes beyond the usual, the most common ways of edit stuff, maybe you just start a new style, and that's fine. And the day you enter a contest, just don't put this type of work in there. Just don't. Just put a normal virtual photograph, and that's it. End of the story. Seriously. What the fuck people are getting? And again, after this kind of debate happens, it goes to the negativity category, and people start complaining about this as a negativity source. But it's not. It's just a stupid debate, and you can avoid it very easily. You just scroll down, and you don't have to. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm way too mature for this. I'm not, spoiler alert. I'm not. But anyways, that was the edit thing. Why not talk about the awards? Okay, I'm not sure how to address this one, but that's the only one I really want to address. All right, so part of this, we just talked about contests, and of course, awards are some kind of contest, right? So it definitely fits in this type of moment where people will get equally excited, enthusiastic, supportive, and jealous, anxious, this type of bad feelings, insecure, depressed, and stuff like this. So it's a very, very, very strategic point of the VP community life moment, right? This awards. So now we have two different awards in the community. I'm gonna start by saying that I think it's perfectly fine to have different awards. So if you don't know, if you're new to the community and you don't really know much about this, maybe it's worth giving a bit of context. The first awards event was created by Mick, the Force Focus, few years ago. I think it's the 5th years now. So yeah, 5 years ago, I think, was the first edition of these awards. Okay. It's the typical awards show that you would see in other, like in gaming industry, for instance. So you have different categories, or in any contest. Not any contest, actually. Game contests are more simple. Yeah, you just post a shot of the game. Um, Here you have categories like portrait, landscape, action shots, stuff like this. Creative, as I mentioned earlier. And so that's the one part for the us, the virtual photographers, to enter. And then you have an industry part where we vote for best photo mode, best lighting, best whatever, different categories for the different games and studios, best community support, etc., etc. Okay, so this is the first one we had, and for few years, for 4 or 5 years, that was the only one. It happens at the end of the year. It's made just by Mick. He's alone at this. It's a tremendous work, and he did it so far every year as like very, very professionally, like everything he does, because he's really, really good at this. And it was very straight, very square, and well made. No debates to have, like no, weird rule, or it was a strong event that anyone can enter, and every year it grew. It was more solid, more etc. All right. This year, and it's not even finished now, because I think they will announce the winners in a couple of days, actually, I think. We had a new award show starting, the Photo Mode Awards. Okay. I really need to try to be as fair as possible and to explain a bit of context before I'm called out on hiding informations. Okay, so this might sound a bit as a super puerile, like childish drama, but I need to explain it. Well, where to start? When I saw the new awards show advertised, I had mixed feelings. I was like, okay, makes sense that someone else is trying to make one. I mean, in game industry, we have a lot of awards for different things, right? And again, that's fine. I think it's healthy to have different things. And anyways, not the problem. My first concern was, okay, but what is different? I mean, if you make a new show, I guess you need to have an identity. You have to do something different from what exists already, especially because there is just one existing, all right, so far. So you absolutely need to make something different, to talk to different people maybe, or just to, have an identity. Otherwise, you're just stealing a concept if you don't adapt it. That's my perception, all right, at this stage. When I see the announcement, it's called the Photo Mode Award, so I'm like, okay, that's something that is only about photo mode and not camera tools, not PC stuff, so why not? That's something different. I don't agree with this direction, but whatever. All right, that's all I knew at this stage. I saw a couple of announcements where the wording was not to my liking. I thought it was badly worded. It was too much about stats, and I didn't dig out the post, so I'm not gonna pretend I remember word by word what I disliked. But anyways, it started to be something I thought, maybe it's not super well made. And then I understood, it came to my knowledge that the organizers, plural, there are 3 people. One of them, probably I took it as the leader of this ID, was one guy with whom I had some issues in the past. Not strong issues, not big issues, like super childish drama, really. I could explain it if someone wants to really understand the whole thing. That was just a stupid thing that led me to understand that this person and me had completely different ways of dealing with things. That's it. He just did a reflection on Twitter that I didn't like. I thought it was aggressive towards me, and I didn't like the way he handled it. When I pointed out to him in DM, I said, I didn't like that you said that. I was expecting him to apologize, but he laughed at me, and he was probably hurted himself by my own way of dealing with this. Whatever, we just had this disagreement, and it led me to understand that he was the type of person I was not interested to have interaction with. Okay, that's it. Then I muted him. I think I didn't block him. It's important because later he blocked me, and I was like, oh dude, that's strong. I mean, we don't have to be friends, but blocking me is like a bit of a step up. So I reached out to him, and again he was a bit an asshole about this, and he didn't take the chance to just calm down the super stupid heat. So he rejected my negotiation stuff, or just wanted to speak with him. So I was like, okay, fuck off. I'm not gonna lose my time with you. This person created the awards, and I have to say I'm a bit biased by the way I see his motivations and his goals in the community. Maybe I'm wrong. It's just my perception that I'm explaining here, okay? But when I saw this, the wordings that I was not liking made sense, and I was like, okay, maybe it comforted me in my negative bias. I was like, okay, I don't like this because their view, I assume that was the views of the 3 organizers, are just something that I don't like. Their intentions are probably perfectly fine and super enthusiastic and supportive of the community. I don't doubt this. But I don't really care about this, because what I'm judging is the result, and the result is a mess. It's the first edition. It's normal, I guess. It's super complicated to make such event. I'm not even trying to make one. There are 3 leading this, so I guess there are some complications with this as well. But I also know that they didn't treat in a way that I found respectful the existing awards before. I mean, not judging, they choose their ways to deal with this or whatever, but I do know that they played a card like, no, we are not copying anything, and I didn't like this. I don't think it's smart. I think it's disrespectful, and whatever. Didn't like it, and it didn't help me to like the event. But I was watching closely. I got jumped at by one of the organizers in DM. That person was really aggressive. They insulted me a lot. It was really heated up, and I understand the reasons. I understand because I posted something saying that it was a shit show. That was not very nice of me, but again, I have the right to express my concerns when it comes to the community, and I think this award puts too much attention on the numbers, the way they presented some judges, the way the category they created we, especially the creator of the year category, the way people are choosing those people who are worthy to be creator of the year, the way it puts everyone on contests. I don't like this. I really don't. I think it's dangerous for the community as a whole. And that's the direction it goes. I see that I don't like. That's it. End of the day, that's all I'm saying. I just don't like the way it goes. It's nothing to do with people entering this contest, nothing to do with people judging this contest, because they were brought in before we can see how it goes, how the rules are a mess, no one understands. They changed the ID many times. It's super messy. And I hope if they continue this next year, I hope they will straighten up this, make it more professional and more less messy, so people can really know what it is about. So anyways, there are a lot of things I don't like in the state of the photo mode awards this year. I wish them good. I wish them a lot of and I don't know success. I didn't enter this year. I might enter at some point if they do something that I feel is more respectful and more in line with my views of what we need in the community. All right, long enough explanation of the contests. I'm a bit biased because I have this history with two of them now. But that's it. It's not something that will really change my way of seeing things. If they were making something as clean as Mick did so far, I would be like, yeah, okay, fine. I have nothing to say. But they are not. It's so far it's not good. It's not presented well. The way they selected the winners, like the finalists for now, it doesn't seem fair, because you got a lot of people having a lot of shots selected in different categories, which shows that probably they didn't have a lot of entrants, which shows that people are not super trustful yet, which shows that the way they put stuff out is not great. I mean, some people got vocal about not liking it, not a lot of people, and then they were assuming, I say they, to keep the I don't know who assumed what, but the people who attacked me in DM were really going crazy, like we were ganging up on them when we were not. I had no contact with anyone else doing negative comments. Negative comments came because they were because people had negative stuff to say, because it was not well made. That's it. Fuck off if you're not happy. Just don't come at me on DM saying that I'm an asshole, I'm an egomaniac, jealous, or whatever. I don't give a shit about your awards. Really. I don't give a shit about Mix awards. They are well made. I enter. I win. Super. I'm happy. Does it mean that I'm good? I'm better than the others or whatever? Or because my follower count is big, I'm more worthy of being a judge? Fuck you, no. I hated this. Oh, this guy will be a super strong asset in the judging panel because he's got, I don't remember how many Ks followers. That was the wording. Fuck you. I hate this. Right? Is it clear enough? No amount of followers is a reason to be an asset in a judging panel. None. If it's just a bad wording, fine. But it shows the way, the mentality behind it. If you look at all the details, it's all the same. It's all about numbers, being. Anyways, I hate this. All right. So that's it. Awards and rewards. Now I want to move on this because apart from my opinion on this or this award show or contest, I want to touch on this topic as why people get mad at not winning or stressed out or they just consider. I've seen a lot of these posts. Oh, again and again I entered this contest and I never win, so I'm really bad. No, fuck. That's so annoying that people might even feel this way. When I've been a judge for many contests, not many, a few contests for games, organized by publishers, for Red Bull, stuff like this. For my own, I did some contests myself, and so I judged the entries. You have maybe, I don't know, 20% of the entries that are winning worthy, in my opinion. It's not just one shot that is the best one. That doesn't exist, all right? So when you enter a contest, you need to be ready to be in those win-worthy shots that are not winning. And that's the major part, obviously, right? So you don't winning a contest doesn't mean you're not worthy of it. It means someone else did a shot that just got more likes with this judging panel at this moment for some reason that you don't know. All right? Of course, hopefully, the winning shot is actually win worthy. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's just a random draw because just the way publishers make contests, they just don't know shit about virtual photography. They will just choose this shot because the dev remembers some cool story from this moment that you shot and this scene, or he did the texture of this detail and he's like, I love this so much, and he gives his vote for this shot. That's it. That's a contest, for fuck's sake. That's not a critique of your picture. That's completely different. If you take your picture, you go to a photograph critique or expert, and you ask him, explain to me what is beautiful in my shot. Why is it good or why is it bad? And the guy gives you a 1 hour feedback and listen and are like advices. That's something valuable. All right? You put your best shot in a contest and it doesn't win, has no value really on your shot. All right? Now, what value does it have to win? Well, a slight value. It does have a little value, in my opinion. Well, first of all, the obvious pride. You're proud, you're happy, it gives you a feeling that people understood you, and as we said earlier, we tend to overvalue ourselves, so it flatters your ego. That's normal, all right? After this, it doesn't really bring much more than that, actually. If your goal, we go back to the goal part, if your goal is to grow popularity, grow a reputation, get some work, actual work done, it might help you advertising yourself. presenting yourself as an award-winning photographer, of course, it will be good on the resume. But if you don't have this type of goals, really doesn't really mean much to have your shot winning. It's just a pride, an ego thing, which is important, but very limited as a value, right? So if you think about this first, if you put this first in your reflection process, when you enter the contest, you should, that's the ideal, you should enter it for the thrill of maybe winning, for the opportunity it gives you to reflect back on your own work, to go back in your shots, choose your best one, understand why it's your best one or your favorite one, understand why it's contest worthy, understand how you can reproduce it in the future or making it better. That's the important part of entering a contest. That's the only interesting part. If your goal entering it is winning only, of course, if you enter it, you have a hope to win. But if it's your main goal, you will be disappointed. That's simple as that. And contests who present winners as the best or whatever, that's dangerous. I think we should think about a different way of naming the winners, if that was even possible. I don't know if it is. I don't know. People who organize awards or contests should think about it. I don't do this, so. But I think that's something that should really be presented differently. Maybe have more winners, not just one. Definitely not have a best content creator with very, I'm sorry, I'm gonna go back on this one, but with very, very blurry criteria. That's the worst part. So this best content creator thing, why Mick didn't do it for so long? For 5 years he didn't do this. There is a reason. And although I personally think it's an interesting category to have, it's a very slippery one. So you need to make it rock solid to not make people question it. And the way it has been made here so far, this first year on the Photo Model World, is really bad to me. So people were able to name someone, including themselves. What the fuck? Including themselves, to name someone worthy of being the content creator of the year. And the only criteria was, I think I can quote this one because I kept it somewhere. Someone who made an impact in the community, I think. Give me a sec. I want to be specific on this one. The submissions for Creator of the Year are now open. We encourage individuals to nominate themselves or others who have showcased a significant impact within the virtual photography space. Don't let this opportunity pass by. Submit your nomination today. Wow, there's a lot that is weird to me. So first of all, being able to nominate yourself is really a big no. That's just an open door to egomaniac stuff. Okay. First of all, first error, sorry. You need to, if you want to go that way and just make people support or nominate someone they love, well, just another name. Then, based on what significant impact in the virtual photography space, you need to define this. What is an impact? Because I'm sorry, I'm really sorry to say that for people who got selected by this, but I mean, I can think of one or two in the five nominees who actually fit the description, because I consider an impact, as I said before earlier today, I explained what I consider being an impact in the community. It's doing something that will move, that will change the way virtual photography is made, or a photo mode are made, and stuff like this. So again, very few people fit this this description. Jack, who who took over the photo mode magazine, is definitely one of them. Mick, who supported and created the idea itself of having an award being possible, reaching out to making bridges between virtual photography community, amateurs, and professional world, Epic Game Store stuff, blog stuff. This is someone who made an impact. Franz Buma, who create all the tools that so many virtual photographers use. He's worthy of this, of course. He create an actual impact in the virtual photography space. Literally. All right? It's not because he's got 100K followers on one platform. It's not because he's popular. It's not because his shots are even good. That shouldn't be what an significant impact on the virtual photography space should be. That's not. So, of course, if you open a category like this, people will just vote for their favorite personality. Okay, it's fine. I mean, if you want to have a popular contest, fine. Just don't call it a best creator of the year. That's so wrong. That's so wrong. So get your shit together, make something fair, something that people understand, and then people cannot complain about. It cannot come at you after saying, wait, this is bullshit. This guy has been named by how many people? How again, I'm sorry guys if you are one of these guys nominated. I did my vote. I voted for Bianca, by the way. I would have voted for Sarah as well if I was able to vote for two people. But again, it's not straight enough for it to make sense and to be worth something. So I want to know, I don't want to, but I would like to know how many people were nominated. Who were nominated by how many people? Like, let's say you have 200 people voting, and within these 200 votes, you have 180 different names. It means shit. Those 200 votes or 180 votes are meaningless. They don't show at all any value of any of these separated names. It's just, oh, this is my buddy, or this is me, and that's it. So it doesn't show the impact you had on the community. Now, if you had 10 votes, and within those 10 votes you had only 5 names, okay, now you can maybe find a reason why so few names came out, and why different people voted for this person, because different people can see what this person did in the space. Now, if you have 200 votes and 5 names, now it starts to make sense and to be worthy of something. But we don't know shit about this. They didn't yet, maybe they will at some point, but they didn't give any stats. They just give 5 names, they present them as worthy of being creator of the year, and I have to choose between them without knowing them. I don't know them. I know 2 of them. And the first time they appear as the winners and they open the vote for us to enter, they have no explanation of who is who. But they said, oh, it will come later. Yeah, of course, now that people started to say, hey, I don't know who those people are. So yeah, they did later presentation. If you read the 5 presentations, it's the most mundane stuff. And that's the same for everyone. Oh, he's a big part of the community because he's got a lot of followers, and he shares tips and supports others. Period. That's the pitch for pretty much everyone in this category. Fuck it. I'm sorry. That's no fair for other people who chose someone else. That's no fair for actual meaning of having an impact in the community. I know it might sound a bit bitter from me because, as I said before, I might consider myself entering this category because I did stuff. I don't care about this category. I don't want to be in there. Please don't get me wrong on that. Please believe me. I would have been, of course, flattered that my name was mentioned, of course, but that's not my goal. And it shouldn't be the goal of anyone. And just creating this category and then putting, I'm sorry, but random names as winning worthy people, for everyone else, it will create a wrong image of what is it to have an impact. It really gives a small value to people who actually work their ass off to make the virtual photography community move forward. Not go bigger. We don't care about numbers. We shouldn't care about numbers. So yeah, I really wanted to say this. The reward you get by being nominated or winning an award is not the reward you think. You don't get famous, or you don't get praised by others. You get jealous by others. What was his name? Impossible names. Fimbuster. This guy who won the first VP award. It was with the lasso shot of Red Dead Redemption. He made it. He put it on in his bio like he was some kind of big deal because he won this. He was super proud, of course, understandably. He's nowhere to be seen nowadays because he's got like people shitting on him for whatever reason, because they just got jealous and whatever, and then other people just did the same kind of shot, and then other people called them out like, oh, you're just a fraud because this shot is not original, it's not yours, it's this guy's shot. Fuck off, you kids. It's tiring. This is tiring. This is the real negativity. All right? Oh, the long rant is about to be over, guys. It's good to explain this, to put this out of the system. Don't come at me now. I don't care. I'm sorry if you got if you got you're feeling hurted or by what I said on your words, if you are part of the team doing it, if you are that person in DM, put some punctuation in your messages. Really helps not looking like a crazy people. I get it. I get it. The frustration when you think you're doing something good, you're doing with genuine good intentions. I get it that it's annoying to have people questioning it, criticizing it. I get it. Just suck it up. If it's not, no one was ever mad at Mix Awards. That's for a reason. That's because he made it solid. Do it solid, and it will be fine. Even though people don't like you or whatever, it doesn't matter. Okay, I lost everyone on this last part, but that was what I wanted to say the most. So I really hope you understand my way of seeing things. And if you don't, well, explain to me why I'm wrong or why you think differently. Not in a really aggressive way. I'm sorry. I don't care for that. Just I just won't enter this. But yeah, let me know on comments now on this video if you watch it afterward. On DM if you want. I'm, if you want more details, I'm happy to provide some screenshots of conversations if it helps you understanding. Because I'm telling this with my side from my side of views. Of course, there is another part of the story that someone probably think I was the asshole in this story, and yeah, I mean, definitely, but I don't think so myself. Anyways, all this to say, don't get your expectation wrong. Don't wait for a reward that is not even a reward. Don't get sick on chimera expectations. Just know what you're doing, why you're doing it, and give you the means to touch your goals. No one will make it for you. No one else. And no one will come at you say, "Oh, dude, I saw your work. I really want you to try my game and shoot it for money." They might. Some people did this with me, but that was not true. That was not because they liked my work. That was just because they saw my profile and they thought I could bring them something. And they sent me the same message as they sent to 10 or 20 or 100 other people. So don't get your ego pumped up by this. And another thing, last thing, if you are this type of person complaining all the time, because I see you sometimes complaining about, this guy got this, I didn't, I should be the one, all this type of stuff, and then I give you a key for a game, or I give you access to publishers, because I put my neck on the line for you. They give me access to the game for you, and you're like, "Oh yeah, but no thanks." At the end of the day, oh whoa, you don't get to complain anymore about anything. And That this is real story. Yeah. All right. So if you complain that you don't win contest, or that the judges really didn't know shit about virtual photographs because their winning choice is not your winning choice, fuck you. You're not better than them. It's a system. It's an award system. If this shot won, it deserved to win. Sorry. That's it. End of the story. You might disagree. Do your own contest. That's it. All right. Just like I criticize the photo mode awards, but I'm not doing one myself. I know how hard it is. I still have the right to say that I don't like the way it's made, but I'm not here to say they shouldn't make it. I wish them well. And if someone win a contest and you disagree with the choice, you're fine to say, oh wow, I prefer this shot. I thought this shot would win. I like this one better. Fine. Just don't go, oh, the judges know nothing. They are stupid or whatever. You're stupid. That you don't understand how a contest works. That's it. And I say this because I've been attacked myself by this. People were saying that I didn't know shit. I mean, a 25-year-old guy lectured me, not me because he was talking behind my back, but I saw it, on the fact that I didn't know shit about good shots when I was that's crazy to me. I had my master in visual art when he was born. That's the magic of internet. All right? I had 7 years of art study in my pocket when he was born, and 25 years later, because I chose a shot that was not the one he would have chosen, he said that I knew nothing about art. Fuck you. Really? I could be your teacher. What are you lecturing me about? That's insane. That's the internet world. So don't give weight to these words. Don't think those people's opinions matter. They don't. You don't know who they are. What should matter is if you need a feedback on something, if you want to understand why your shot could be better or whatever, reach out to someone you look up to. Reach out to someone you know the value and you respect the opinion. Ask them, and then it's a proper feedback. That's it. Wispy says, art is entirely subjective. I already expressed this a lot of time. I don't think it's entirely subjective. I think it's an easy way to just push every critics. I don't think so, because I was trained to critique work. So there are some stuff that are not subjective in art. There are some parts are not subjective. There are some legit mistakes or legit problems or there are. Not everything, and of course everything can be defended, can have a reason, but it needs to be understood and explained and known at some level. But I do agree, of course, that a judgment, especially in a contest situation, a judgment has a big part of subjectivity. The lesser subjectivity a judgment got, the better it is, in my opinion. But it doesn't mean that it can have zero subjectivity. Of course, there is. but it's not all subjective. That's the nuance I wanted to make. So, all right. It's been 2.5 hours of non-stop speaking. I'm not sure how many people are watching right now. I think it's just 3 or 4. Yeah, maybe 4. So I don't know if someone wants to jump in and react to something. We can have a call. That's perfectly fine. I take the silent chat for maybe no. Maybe people are just interested in hearing my rant. So that's what I did today for you guys. And it's a lot of complex topics, and of course, I just did a lot of very, how can I put it, very obvious remarks, I think. But I don't know. I feel like with the community getting bigger. Oh yeah, maybe this I didn't well explain it, so I'm gonna go back on this quickly. But the bigger the community gets, the more people are probably confused by what it is that we are doing here. And yeah, so maybe I didn't explain this properly. The goals. I'm gonna go back on the goals topic for a minute. The goals changed with the community getting bigger. So as I said earlier, when I started not so long ago, but apparently for internet it's a long time, 5 years, we didn't have keys, free games, and stuff like this. We didn't have partnership. We didn't even enter the category of content creators, right? And some of us, me included, I'm not afraid to say, we worked for this. We reached out to people. We tried to convince people. We earned this somehow. I mean, not because we are super good, but because it was obvious for companies that there is a value in our work, right? It's not about individuals, but we were there to grind this type of stuff. Now we have a lot of content creators programs looking for virtual photographers, and that's good. We have a lot of games given to us, some of us, of course, not everyone, and it's good. We started to be more vocal about it, me included. When I started to have keys, I was hesitant. Should I say it? Should I, you kind of need to thank the company who give you the game, but I didn't want to really make too much fuss about it because I didn't want people to be jealous or whatever. But yeah, I started to be more vocal, explaining when I do something and I'm proud of it. I want people to know that I worked on this and this, and the problem is newcomers started to enter a community where it's more normal to have this. Okay? More people get free games, more people get connections. And so when you enter the community now, you see it. So it's the same as it's the YouTube problem. When YouTube started, people were just making fun videos in their room. And then it get a bit more professionalized, and new YouTube content creators, myself included, expect to grow. We start this as with an expectation of getting big, creating a community, getting stuff out of this. Not just income, not just money, but recognition and stuff like this. And when it doesn't come because you're not good enough or it's not your time, the conditions are just not aligned, whatever reason, there are a lot of reasons. The first one is never you're not worthy of it. Never. Never. But it's always the first one we assume. If the success that we expect is not coming fast enough, we assume we are not worthy of it. When we shouldn't. We just shouldn't. I mean, at some point, if you grind your way up and you get nothing, okay, maybe at some point you should get yourself looking in the mirror and say, okay, maybe I just don't do this well. I do this with my channel. My YouTube channel is not growing as I was hoping it would. So probably I need to face that I'm not that interesting to watch. I'm not that good at explaining things or whatever. There is something I don't do well if my goal is to be a big channel or whatever. So I try to lower my expectations, do what I want to do, what I want to see on the internet and I don't see. I make it myself. And then if it takes off, good. If it doesn't, well, I'm going to try to find a better way, I guess. Or just leave it at this and start doing something else. But again, the community now has different goals from the start. And it changes drastically the way people interact with each other. And to just wrap up with, again, this award show, the recent one, I think it's a symptom of the way we lost our ways, kind of, with putting too much weight on the numbers, because we are on internet. So there is no way we avoid this. I'm not, again, back to the beginning, but I'm not saying the numbers don't matter at all. I'm saying they shouldn't be the most thing. Wow, this sentence was terrible. Okay, I hope now it's clear enough on every topic I wanted to speak about. I think there was one more that I didn't write down and now I forgot. So I guess it will be another live. Guys, that was long, and I don't know if I'm gonna make a short version of this. Maybe, I'm not sure. Okay, if you watched this so far, if you jumped in during the live, if you watched the full replay, that's crazy. But thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I hope I didn't hurt too many people. I hope it was like mature enough. I get myself tempered sometimes. I get, mad at stupid things as well. Again, I always try to just take just a bit of a step back and think about it differently. It helps me cool down sometimes. Sometimes it's just a bit too much. Same thing happened in IRL photography. Yeah, sure. Just a sudden explosion in the amount of people doing it. Yeah, with new cameras, and it's unavoidable. We will get this. More people means more wrong intentions and more disappointed expectations. So we need to be careful with this. And I think as a veteran, I really don't like to call myself like this because I don't feel like it, but we have a duty of showing the example and explaining why it's not that important to have big account. For instance, like in my case, I can speak for this because people watch my 10K, almost 11, and they think like, oh wow, that's amazing. No, I'm happy to have that because it helps me having what I actually want, which is working with people or making my input somewhere. But that's it. That's it. My shots are not much better than before. I mean, a bit, hopefully. And yeah, that's it. Just know what you want and how to get it and what it means. That's the whole point of my long live today. Wispy, I'm so happy you joined in, and thank you for giving some thought in the chat. Yep, that's it. I think we're done. Have a great day or evening or whenever you watch this. Don't shit in my DM too much because I'm gonna get mad at this. But if I deserve it, bring it out. Thank you guys. I love you, even though I said I don't. And I hope everyone will be happy forever after in this community. If you are not happy in this community, find a better place for you. That's an actual gentle advice. Not fuck off, just be happy. All right, guys. Have a great one. Can I just put my outro video, and I'll see you in different content on the internet soon. Oh, soon, guys, soon. We will have some Wukong, hopefully. I'm waiting for a key. Otherwise, I won't shoot it. Bye, y'all. I love you. Keep shooting. No, that's not even my ending sentence. Fuck. Let me do it again. Keep snapping. That's my signature. Bye, guys. No, that's not the one I wanted to make. That's the one. Bye. What a shitty life.